Emily is 26 years old this year. She has a chubby body and a kind face. She loves her family very much. She takes good care of her mother and younger brother. She loved baking since childhood, so she decided to open her own shop. Emily was naive and was deceived by the consultant who asked for more capital. Emily is worried that the money she has saved while working is not enough. She reluctantly had to borrow money from the bank to open a bakery. The opening day of the bakery, Emily is very happy and looks forward to a good future. But unfortunately, due to the economic recession, her bakery's business is not going well. And due to being cheated of a large investment, her bakery was forced to close, and she was very miserable when she had to incur a large debt. She is very sad because the debt affects her mother and younger brother. A friend of Emily's mother came to visit Kate. She loved Emily very much. Mrs. Kate has a son named David. He has a quiet personality and just broke up with his girlfriend. Mrs. Kate suggested that Emily could marry her son and she would repay her debt. She saw that Emily was a filial girl who loved her family, so she wanted her to become her daughter-in-law. Emily was very surprised and she needed more time to think. She was very confused, but thinking of her relatives, she decided to meet David once. David was urged by Mrs. Kate, so he also decided to meet Emily once. David recalls seeing Emily when they were both children. David is a 30-year-old, successful, handsome lawyer with many girls pursuing him. David's ex-girlfriend is named Carla. She is also a beautiful lawyer. Carla has the opportunity to go on a business trip for 2 months. After returning, she will be promoted. But David doesn't want Carla to leave because the wedding day is coming up. The two had an argument and Carla said goodbye. Emily met David. She was shy and a bit confused, and David is still quiet and cold. During the date, David met a friend of Carla passing by. He introduced Emily as his fiancée. Carla learned that David was getting married, and she was also miserable. But Carla still texted David that she was going on a business trip for 4 months and wished him happiness. David reads Carla's text message and is heartbroken. David told Emily that he agreed to go through with this marriage. Finally, the wedding took place with the blessings of both families. The two had their honeymoon in a coastal city. But David's heart is always waiting for Carla's message. Emily understood that their marriage was not based on love, so she sympathized with David's texting with Carla. She enjoyed the trip to the beach happily. She ate foods she had never eaten before. She looked at the blue sea with beautiful golden sand and relaxed. Emily and David take a boat trip around an island. David anxiously searched for cell signal. He tried to go as far as possible to find the signal. Emily waited anxiously for David until the boat left, not leaving him alone. David returned and saw that the boat had left. He felt guilty because he had forgotten about Emily. Both have to stay on the island until tomorrow when the boat returns to the mainland. Suddenly, Emily felt hungry and wanted to talk to David to forget her hunger. He felt guilty, so he talked to Emily. Emily asked why he agreed to marry her. David just told Emily about Carla and the breakup. Emily sat and listened and understood and sympathized with David. The two sat together all night. The next morning, they boarded a yacht to return to the mainland. The two returned to the hotel. David's phone rang nonstop. Carla lost contact with David, so she called and texted constantly. Carla was worried that David was with Emily, so she got angry with him. Emily encouraged David to reconcile with Carla. David had to comfort Carla. He ordered a bouquet of flowers to be delivered to Carla's workplace. Emily proactively told David's parents that their trip was very fun. After returning, Carla forgave David. Emily was a little sad, but she ignored it. She worked hard and cooked delicious meals for David's family. Every day, Emily washed and ironed David's work clothes. She was also caring and loving and took Kate shopping. Carla felt insecure about Emily. Carla demanded attention from David, causing tension and continued arguing. One evening, Emily invited her friends to go out so she could forget her sadness about David. David discovered it was late, but Emily had not returned yet. David was a bit angry and called Emily.